Ladies and gentlemen, an incredible act of treason and war against the American people has been committed. And if we don't stand up and speak out against this, we are going to become completely enslaved. Suddenly, in Illinois, in New York, and other states, in California, regular Marines, Army, National Guard are out helping at car wrecks with care flight, out helping cut people out of their cars, out running DWI checkpoints. This is all part of acclimation. And now, in New York, they have a newscast about fighting the drug war. And usually the troops are in Iraq, but now they're here in America with these mobile X-ray scanners where you drive your car through it.
The New York National Guard has been part of missions around the world, but they also have a very important one right here at home.
It's to keep the drugs off our local streets. Their technology and training is now free to local police departments and agencies if they want it.
The war on drugs is an ongoing war. Our people are committed to this fight. It's a domestic fight. They firmly believe in it.
The New York National Guard's Counter-Drug Task Force providing not only the people, but the equipment law enforcement may need to make drug arrests and seizures.
Do you understand that this is hundreds of times the power of a chest X-ray? It's now admitted that the body scanners give you an incredibly higher risk of cancer than they'd originally said. Now they're going to have you drive through these car X-ray machines at checkpoints, and they admit it. And they say in there, we're looking for drugs and guns.
And a simple sweep of an undercarriage or a scan of a car can help find drugs or weapons being brought into the capital region. The mobile vehicle inspection system takes it one step further.
And if you zoom in on the trunk portion, you can see the rifle that's laid across the bottom there.
Then with a swing of an arm, gamma rays outline the car and its skeleton.
A simple sweep of an undercarriage or a scan of a car can help find drugs or weapons being brought into the capital region. This is federalized military and federalized local police engaging in military operations against the American people. Iraq was just a laboratory of police states and body scans and face scans and national ID cards. They're all coming home. They're training every police department in the country for war with the American people. We got the MIAC and Homeland Security reports over a year and a half ago from law enforcement, where the main training for Brigade Homeland and the 400,000 troops they want to use domestically is for conservatives, gun owners, libertarians. But they sell it to conservatives as, oh, it's the drug war, we're fighting drugs. But then when you go to the actual training events, and I've been to these, it's for our guns. We interviewed a colonel from Arcadia, Iowa, where they were doing gun confiscation drills in the town last year. This is happening. This is intensifying. Decades ago, back in the late 80s, Marine Corps officers would raid gun dealers' homes in real law enforcement operations as part of a secret program. I interviewed that officer for my film Road to Tyranny in 2001. Here's the most important point. This has all been happening covertly and quietly in the background, secretly. Just like a decade ago, they put up microphones hooked into the NSA, listening for keywords all over the country. Now they admit it this week. Just like going back 38 years ago, they took blood from all newborn babies in the Western world and put it in the UN database. Now it's been declassified. This has all been going on secretly, and now they're announcing it. Why? Because they're getting ready to move with it against the people. There is a private offshore corporate takeover happening of America by these megabanks. They're openly announcing the devaluation of the dollar and the formation of a new global government, a private government with SDRs as the global cashless reserve currency. This is economic domination backed up by the military. This is treason. In Massachusetts, in Illinois, in California, in Dallas, Texas, I've seen the Dallas Morning News. Police come to your door and knock and say, mind if we come in and look at your guns and make sure they're legal? It's happening in Oakland, California. They're announcing on the news, no more Fourth Amendment. The police are demanding you let them in. See, first, a few years ago, it was just knock and ask to come in. Now they're forcing their way in.
Today in New Orleans, they got a lot tougher on the holdouts.
Police department,
Not only the flooded areas, but New Orleans' driest and wealthiest neighborhoods, too.
It's really happening. Remember Katrina? They blocked aid to those people. They wouldn't let them walk out on the highways. They made them go to the Superdome. People who were high and dry in their own homes, the police and military came and took their guns and said all the guns will be taken. No one will be allowed to be armed.
Sometimes entering open houses with guns drawn and instructions to disarm anyone inside.
You say guns will be taken?
No one will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
That happened today in this wealthy neighborhood where homeowners had armed themselves to protect their mansions. Residents were handcuffed on the ground. In the end, police took their weapons but let them stay in their homes.
We're incrementally being conditioned to have the military search our cars for guns. This is the police state. You watch old movies like Firefox with Clint Eastwood, made in the late 70s, and he gets off in Soviet Russia and they search his bags and ask questions and want to see his passport, and that's a police state, and he's shocked. America is far past that, and now they're basting you in high-powered radiation projection machines at the airports and recording your naked body, and now admitting they're recording your naked body, and now they're going to make you drive through super high-powered X-ray systems that shoot through metal. I mean, my God, ladies and gentlemen, the sky is the limit. This isn't America. And let me just add this final point. The federal government violated the 10th and 11th Amendment and went after the state of Arizona with a federal lawsuit against the state when over 80 miles of the state is now controlled by Mexico. They put up federal signs, don't drive down highways, don't go into these national parks. There's thousands of dead, the crime rate's off the charts, police are being killed, begging for help, and the feds are such treasonous traitors with their North American Union that they won't send the National Guard there. But they will have the National Guard in Afghanistan publicly guarding the opium fields and helping the Afghans grow it. And then they're in America using the drugs they ship in as the excuse to come after our guns. But they won't protect the border. This is treason. The president, the government are globalist. It's a corporate takeover of America, just like the Western powers took over China over 100 years ago. Research the Boxer Rebellion. It's happening again. The New World Order and globalism is treason against sovereignty. And the sovereignty of the U.S., the Bill of Rights and Constitution, it protects you and your family. It protects your private property. It protects your due process, your right to self-defense. If we don't have that freedom, we have nothing. It's happening now in plain view. A slow-motion Red Dawn takeover, acclimating the troops, the police, the citizens, the public to have military everywhere. First it's DWI checkpoints, then it's helping people in car wrecks, now it's scanning for guns. You're being conditioned. Stand up, call Congress, call the legislators in New York, take action and say no to this because it's happening all over the country. And remember, it was a secret operation done by stealth. This transcends administrations and transcends political parties. This is decade after decade covert program now building towards a head. There are so many points I don't have time to get to in this short video. We just released a special 25-minute report at prisonplanet.tv that Rob Dew and Jason Douglas shot for Infowars.com, and they went to Illinois, to Chicago, and were allowed to videotape foreign troops from Poland and other nations training for gun confiscations and to engage the American people. And under NLE 09, they openly trained with 14 nations to take on the American people. You cannot make this up. We have been there when the military is training with foreign troops to take the American people on. This is really happening, ladies and gentlemen. We are strong enough psychologically to break our conditioning and stand up and say no to this. Foreign troops training for gun confiscation, the military now actively out searching citizens' cars in the middle of the country looking for guns. This is treason. This is authoritarian overthrow of the U.S. We've got to stand up when bona fide tyranny is staring us in the face and say no to it. It's up to you, ladies and gentlemen. You need to go absolutely ape politically and ring the alarm bells over this.